Welcome to CRM Experts in Their Own Words. I'm Chris Buchholz, editor of Forecasting Clouds, and with me is Sam Biardo. Sam, you're the CEO and the founder of Technology Advisors. When did you start your company?
We started Technology Advisors in '91 when we were in those days, an SFA company, and we really started doing custom software. So we did a lot of big healthcare and insurance companies, totally from the ground up, doing contact management in things like Visual Basic and early pre-web technology, and decided to move into platforms somewhere around the late 90s when products came out that really there was a whole class of products that came out in the late 90s that were probably mid-market focused CRM, and that's when we really got involved with it.
So you were in CRM before it had an acronym.
Yeah, it was SFA.
yeah. So. You talked a little bit about, before we got on camera here, about the process that your customers have to go through to make the right choice. You work with Microsoft, with Sugar CRM, and there's Sage,
yeah, and Salesforce.
So four fairly big, well-known platforms. What do your customers have to watch out for when they're in the process of deciding which of these is what they're going to end up going with?
Well, I think the success around a selection process is really looking at the features you need. So you can get a list of features. Plenty of places have lists of all the features. We actually have something on our website called Best Fit. We'll actually help you figure out what products to look at. But what you do is you rate the features. You say, these are the ones I have to have, these would be the nice to haves, and these are the ones I don't need. And then you look at the products only at that feature set. People who go in and they look at which demo I like the best, they're usually the guys who fail. And it's really all about what features you need in the product.
So the demo sort of sneaks in toward the end there.
Yeah, you need a demo at some point, but really you select on features first.
Yeah.
And then it's really how easy it is to use. I always tell people to count the click, do a day in the life type demo, ask them for a day in the life type demo, and work through count the number of clicks they're doing, count the number of, how are they navigating quickly, because if it's going to be complex and difficult for salespeople to use, they'll never adopt it.
Yeah.
And adoption becomes critical. I mean, it is the number one reason why projects, in my mind, fail after the fact is because they don't get good adoption.
You just mentioned about the whole idea of the selection process and figuring out what is right for you. And obviously, as a reseller and as a integrator, you have to make some decisions about what you're going to carry as well. And Sugar CRM is an open source product. And did that make a big deal when you first went to them, or was it sort of a cost-based motivation?
Actually, we liked the open source. We liked it because it ran on multiple browsers. There's a lot of products out there that are tied to a specific browser technology, and the fact that they're not really is important. It really allows you to have multiple. First of all, it's a hosted, clouded, and on-premise solution, which is sort of attractive.
Yeah.
And from a perspective from a buyer's perspective, what I think Sugar adds is that it has a simple yet elegant look and feel to it, particularly the new release.
Yeah, 6.0 is 6.0 is really interesting in that they've really gone towards more of a usability approach to it and a quick ease of use through it. And it strikes me as interesting because I think I've seen Sugar evolve from a company developed by technology guys to a company run by technology guys who kind of understand the customer better than they ever have before.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. So the open source, going back to that, there's a lot of add-on products that, because it's open source, are very low cost. So again, it goes to a total cost of ownership model, and it opens up a lot of customers. And plus, it's open source, so it becomes a building platform. So we have clients out there who really aren't using what I would call traditional CRM, but they're using the idea that I have notes and contacts and companies and other basic CRM type structures to represent employees and divisions, and using it for HR or using it for other applications that are CRM-esque.
Do you see companies kind of getting that idea of a holistic infrastructure for their software ecosystem? And in that idea of that holistic ecosystem, are companies really ready to move toward that, or do you see most folks coming to you just needing to address the issue at hand, which is something to do with sales or marketing?
Yeah, well, because of, I think CRM is being has the perception that it's a sales and marketing tool, right? So so people come to us looking for sales and marketing, but there are other people who have other problems, and when you start talking to them, they say, well, we have this other problem. You find out that other problem is really CRM, And this last year, what we've seen a lot of companies doing is what I would call private labeling or black label CRM, where they're actually offering CRM to their customers under their logoed name, but it's really something else under the covers because they're selling through either a distributor channel, or they're selling through independent resellers or whatever, and effectively they're offering CRM as a tool.
Yeah. I've heard people talking about the idea that with SaaS and with all these delivery models for software, that the independent smaller integrator or reseller is going to face an uphill battle. I've also heard the argument that there's so many intricacies to this stuff around training, around philosophy, around working with the customer on a more personal basis. There's actually a boom time for people in this space. Where do you see guys like yourself being stronger or weaker in this new SaaS age?
Well, I think the cheese has definitely moved, and what it really is that we're shifting to be technology solution people to be business solution people. So what we're seeing in our own organization is, 2 years ago I had 2 business analysts, and now I have 4 business analysts, and I have less technology people. And the fact is that as stuff moves into the cloud, we can deploy stuff faster, which means there's more budget for them to do more things, so they're more satisfied. And the real issue is being more of a guide, than an implementation specialist. I mean, before it was the business model was, basically carrying the gun up the mountain, and now the business model is acting as, I'll carry your pack and we'll show you where to go and we'll do the trail, but you're really walking up the mountain yourself, and that's actually a much better, place to be, because at the end of the day, they learn how to use the product, they get involved early on. It's much more, you get a higher level of adoption. I mean, there's a great value to that, and because I don't have to think about all the technology side, associated with the cloud computing, it really frees it up. It's just that you don't have as many technologists and you have more business people.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Sam, thank you very much. Sam Biardo is the CEO and founder of Technology Advisors. Thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for watching.